This is IGN. Coming up, Lilo and Stitch dominates the box office. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, here we go again. The upcoming sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's film adaptation, simply titled Five Nights at Freddy's 2, has officially released its poster, and needless to say, we're pretty excited to head back to Freddy Fazbear's for a slice, pun intended, once again. The one-sheet features a children's toy called the Fast Talker, which feels reminiscent of a two-way radio and one of those kids' boombox microphone combos from Fisher-Price back in the day. It features the pizza joint's main mascot, Freddy Fazbear, and has speakers and/or a microphone in the ears and an open mouth. Instead of an actual bow tie, that space is outlined and a communication screen is in its place. In the poster, that screen reads, "You there?" According to a press release from Universal, the film has also settled on a tagline for the second installment. Anyone can survive 5 nights. This time, there will be no second chances. The first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which was released in October 2023, opened to a record-shattering $80 million. And ahead of Switch 2's launch this week, Nintendo has confirmed that owners of the new console should not remove the protective film covering its screen. Nintendo has released health and safety information for Switch 2 as a downloadable PDF file, which includes a section on careful usage of the device. Among the guidelines is the following warning. The screen is covered with a film layer designed to prevent fragments scattering in the event of damage. Do not peel it off. In other words, the adhesive film is intended to make your Switch 2 screen shatterproof if the worst should happen. Removing it risks the screen's glass spreading should it ever be splintered. So remember, when unwrapping your Switch 2 and unboxing it later this week, be careful not to unwrap the device a little too much. After years of leaks, teases, and reveals, Nintendo will finally launch Switch 2 this Thursday, June 5th, 2025. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning and Sinners have both hit meaningful milestones at the global box office, each passing the $350 million mark this weekend. Tom Cruise's 8th Mission Impossible film is now up to $353.8 million globally, with positive word of mouth helping fuel a 33% drop from opening weekend. IGN's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning review returned a 6 out of 10. We said, the action thrills, but the soapy tone keeps greatness just out of reach for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Ryan Coogler's Sinners, meanwhile, is now up to $350.1 million after 7 weekends in theaters. Incredibly, Sinners is the only film in the top 10 highest grossing of 2025 so far not based on an existing IP. IGN's Sinners review returned a 9 out of 10. We said, Ryan Coogler's first horror movie expertly blends plenty of vampires and music into a compelling story about twin brothers, played by Michael B. Jordan, returning home to their Mississippi hometown in 1932. Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch movie, however, overshadows all, with a huge $610.8 million globally after just 2 weekends. IGN's Lilo and Stitch review returned an 8 out of 10. We said, Lilo & Stitch is one of the stronger results of Disney's non-stop remake campaign, taking the emotional core of the original and amplifying it into a stirring manner. The question now is, will it end up beating a Minecraft movie, which is now up to $947.1 million after 9 weekends? Elsewhere, Karate Kid Legends launched with $47 million globally. IGN's Karate Kid Legends review returned a 6 out of 10. We said Karate Kid Legends has some fun additions to the usual formula for this series, including Joshua Jackson stealing the show from the series' stalwarts, but doesn't connect emotionally thanks to some distracting filmmaking techniques. The franchise best Final Destination Bloodlines is up to $229.3 million. And finally, Florence Pugh-fronted MCU Thunderbolts, which Marvel rebranded as the New Avengers soon after launch, is on $369.6 million globally as it winds down at the box office. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson. And if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.